So in this box, there are 6 queens. Here we are with another box from Antantics, and today we are doing an unboxing, an unpacking, a rehousing, a feeding, all in one video. So first up, we're going to open up this box, take a look inside, and show you off my new colonies to start my ant year. So the box is open, and straight away you're going to see some paperwork. This is a standard for Antantics. I can't complain. I love seeing it. Amazing stuff. You get receipts, you get offers, you get business cards, you get a bunch of stuff from Antantics, and I can't fault them. There is some really good paperwork here, really worth taking a look at. And inside, there they are, the 6 new colonies for my ant year. I'm calling it an ant year because for the next year I will document, or try my best to document, these colonies and everything that goes on. And already you can see some ants. Again, I can't fault them. Their packaging and their security, like how they secure the ants in the box, I can't fault that. But as far as I know, no other shopkeepers do this. And I bet you can't guess what species this is. So in our first tube, I think we can all guess what these are. If you haven't guessed already, these are the mighty and glorious Carebara diversa. Apologies you can't see them too clearly here. However, just know I am trying not to stress this colony because they are very delicate at this age and at this stage. So, diversa. Then we have our Solenopsis fugax. I've loved these girls. These were one of my first species, and I really do love Solenopsis fugax. They're just so cool and cute and so small, but damn do they have a sting on them. Second ants are the Monomorium subicapum. I'm sure you guys guessed that, but if you didn't, there you go. Also, again, I love Monomoriums, one of my first species. So this whole box is kind of like a throwback to some of my first ants before they all got roasted back in 1986. Now, these 3 tubes contain 1 species, 1 queen. I guess 3 queens and 3 tubes, but like 1 queen within 1 tube. These are all Manica rubida queens, because there's going to be an episode next, and it's going to be the Manica rubida challenge, explained how everyone's doing, and my predictions. But I thought if you're going to do a challenge, you do it right. So we're just going to have a little fly through the paperwork. You can see you got the whole passports for all of these ants. Again, amazing stuff from Antantics. You can't go wrong. Fair play to Sam, who's written all of these down. I could tell by the handwriting. Again, there's codes and there's all this stuff that you can scan just to get involved in the whole ant foundation and all this kind of stuff. It's really cool. Pretty cool. Okay, so now for the housing of these queens and these colonies. So first up, we have this beautiful Manica rubida queen. Look at that shine on her, and look at that brood pile. All different stages. I think I saw some pupae there. So she's going to be booming very soon. First up, we're going to take the seal off. That's awesome, by the way. I like the little seal. It's kind of like a security seal. And then she showed a bit of anger there. So I put the lid on and brought the little Wakushi pod a bit closer. I call them Wakushi pods, or lunar pods from Wakushi. But just like that, she is nice and secure. Now these lunar pods, they are Wakushi. You can see his name is imprinted there. These specific lunar pods have actually been in my house for about 2 years, reused. You can do so much with them. As you can see there, the bits come off. They're quite secure. Bit of dirt in there, but that's fine. I'll clean that out. They've been used for a lot of my setups. You'll see later on in the video how often I use them. But I can't complain. They are really nice. There's 2 different sizes. You'll see again later on. But let's crack on with the other Manica rubida. There she is. Again, a lovely brood pile. There's an actual pupae in there, which I think is going to turn into a worker very soon. I'm just trying to get this seal off right now, and this cotton. She actually jumps out. You'll see her jump out in just a second. Look at this. She jumps out the tube, realizes what she's done, and then jumps back in the tube, back to her babies. But she's alright. She was fine. And there's the third one. Again, a smaller bit of brood pile, but still Manica rubida. So I'm just going to quickly do her now. So there we go. 3 Manica rubida queens. I actually do have a 4th one. You'll see later on. She's in a bit of a bigger setup than these. She still has no workers, but again, you will see what I've done with her. But for now, these girls are going to be put away, and we'll carry on with the next ant. So this is the Solenopsis fugax colony that I got from Antantics. You can get a bit of a close up there. These guys are tiny but awesome. Small but mighty, I like to call them. They are a Solenopsis genus. However, they're not as bad as Geminata or Invicta. These guys are actually more of a thief kind of ant. They actually dig tunnels into other ant colonies and they steal the eggs, which I think is pretty awesome. That's what they do. They can have multiple queens. I obviously only have one, and I only want one because they do actually have a decent growth rate, I believe. Again, with the Manica rubida, I'm putting them into these ones Wakushi setups and then putting them away. My camera is quite rubbish, but you can kind of see a little orange dot right next to the white bit there. So this is the bigger lunar pod, the 2-tube, 2-outworld, 2-lid pod. It can hold a lot of ants, I must say. As you can see, there are two different holes, the medium and a small. Obviously, when you're starting out, you want to use the small hole so the ants feel more secure. And again, there is a hole between them. And at the back, like the other one, there is also a way to expand it. You can also put a tube in there and expand it like that. So amazing, amazing design. Again, painted with Akushi. Very solid, I must say. These have lasted a long time. With many different ant colonies inside. So now that I've showed it off a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and put some cotton wool in the medium hole. I'm doing this so it stops them from expanding. The monomoriums don't need another tube just yet. The tube they came in is clean, it's got clean water. So instead of putting them into a single one, I'm doing this so I can actually later expand them into a bigger setup. So I can just put another tube in there and then expand them into a second tube. However, I don't need to do that right now. But I'm giving them extra space because they have enough workers to actually go out and explore the 2 outworlds. There they are now. You can see the massive brood pile and the good 20 to 30 workers. So again, these girls can explore the 2 outworlds, whereas the Manica rubida, I don't want to stress her out with too much space. Space is actually a very important thing when it comes to ants. You don't want them to give them too much straight away. Keep them tight and then slowly expand. This is with most, if not all, ant colonies. And just like that, they are on there. And all I need to do is put the lid back on and put them away. This covered test tube holds the most important species of ant I've ever kept. Yes, guys, the Carebara diversa. So these girls are going to have the same setup as the Monomoriums, 2 outworlds, and also 1 tube. Holy crap, girls. Look at all that brood. That's crazy. These are an amazing species to keep. I will say that. Like, if you have the space for them and the heat mats, get them. You will not regret it. So these girls are actually on the cotton right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the cotton out and put it straight into the second chamber. I'm doing this because it also provides them with a chance to explore the second and the first outworld. Again, I'm not exposing them too much light at the moment, but just so if they were on that cotton, they can actually explore, and you can see them coming out there. We're going to go ahead and leave them alone for at least an hour now. So while we're leaving them alone, we're going to go ahead and start feeding and showing off the colonies that I already have. Here we have a Lasius niger colony. This is one of 6 colonies I own of Lasius niger. All home reared, all queens caught from my garden, and I'm just raising them because why the hell not? My kids love them, I love them. They're actually really awesome ants. Like, there's people who would actually pay to have these, so that's why I'm keeping them. That just because I love them so much. They're the easiest colony to raise and just look after, even though they are feisty and they always have an attitude. So we're gonna go ahead and feed all of my Lasius niger right now. This is one of my smallest colonies. Again, Lasius niger, quite simple things, just sugar and protein. That's all they ask for. Give them more protein than sugar, or give them more sugar than protein. They really don't mind, as long as they have options for both. So while I'm doing this, go ahead and subscribe and check out the Ant Podcast. It's me and Antimatters. We interview YouTubers, we do care guides, and right now you can check out our first care guide, which is the Lasius Niger Care Guide, the Ultimate Edition. so you can learn everything there is to know about Lasianaga, if you're keeping them, if you're thinking of them, and even Aunt England in her own episode you can see on the screen now, she actually explains a lot with her Lasianaga, so go ahead and check the videos out. Again, we do other stuff like shop reviews, YouTube reviews, even YouTube channel reviews. We update you guys with our colonies and also just have a chit chat with other ant keepers like PJ, Rachel, and other shop owners like the Crafting Ant. So again, go ahead and check us out. Thank you. So in here we have a different species of ant. First of on this channel, I believe, we have the Messor barbarus, aka the Messy Girls, where, as you can see, there's a few seeds in there, quite a big pile of brood, and a very hefty queen. Looking good, I must admit. And again, as you can see, they are in a Wakushi Lunapod setup, because I am so competent on them, if that makes sense. I love them, you can't go wrong with them. I think he has perfected this design. These are along with the Gen 4 series that he's brought out. I'm not a big fan of the rest of it, but the Lunapods, 100%. So in here, I'm giving them some protein, sugar, and I do give them one seed a week. That seems really short, but as you can see in the first clip there, they actually had a nice seed pile. So I'm giving them one seed a week for now. Okay, that is going to change the more they grow. So it's been an hour since I put the Carebara diversa in the tubes. For you guys, it's been about 10 minutes. For me, it's actually been 1 hour. So at this rate, the ants should all have settled now in the new heat. Here we have the Manica rubida from earlier, and we're going to go ahead and give them a tiny bit of cricket and a tiny bit of sugar, as you can see in the little caps right there. Again, the caps are from Wakushi. I say I'm not a big Wakushi fan. I am. I am reliant on a lot of his stuff, as you can see right in front of you. And also, as you can see on the left there is a cricket leg. I'm going to go ahead and break that up into two pieces. There's two cricket legs, and I'm going to give them a thigh of a cricket, which sounds really weird to say, but give them a bit of a thigh and a bit of sugar, and this will top the queens up with some energy and some protein. The queens need this protein boost just to help them feed their babies and also feed themselves. So now that the Manica rubida are all fed, we're going to go ahead and feed the fugax. These guys are exactly the same, protein and sugar. If not, all of these ants are exactly the same at the moment in time. I put the food in, and in 24 hours, I will take the food out, and then leave them without food for 24 hours, and then after that 24 hours, I will give them some more food, so they're day on, day off, day on, day off, day on, day off. There you go. The fugax have some legs to chew on. And our next ant, as you can see, is in a bigger setup than the rest, but this is also a Manica rubida. I got her 2 weeks ago, and as you can see, she's doing okay. She had a smaller brood pile than the rest that I got just then, but she's going to be kept with the others for my 4-queen Game of Thrones style series, which will be coming in the later date. But there you go, quick clean with some cotton, and she's all ready to go.
Okay.
Now the monomorium's exactly the same. I'm going to put the sugar and protein in a further away pod, as you can see. And there they are right now. For one final look before we see them next week. Hopefully they do well, just like all the others. Now here we have a Popeth, one of 3 Popeths in my collection. In here we have the very lovable and very cute Scutellaris, aka the Little Devils. They have been in my collection for about a year. I've got them last Ancon, and honestly, I do enjoy them. I haven't had any issues with them escaping as much. They just always want to escape, but when they do escape, they run back in because of a temperature change. So it's quite funny. As you can see, they do have a messy outworld right now. I'm not too bothered by that because I do clean them at least once a week. It is getting to the point where I need to clean them again soon. But today, honestly, I got new ants and I was so, in love with just watching my new ants. So today I didn't really clean them too well. But as you can see, I do take the empty bodies out, remove any ants on them, try and pick them up, and try not to get stung, because these girls spray acid. I haven't actually been sprayed before, but I don't plan to be sprayed anytime soon. There's about 70 workers, maybe 100 to one queen. I would say try them if you're curious about them. They have really cute casters, which is why I bought them, like the little love hearts. Here you can see a bit of an overview of what I'm looking at. Their main tube, which used to be the garbage site, they've moved into it. You can see there's a bunch of brood. There's the queen there, looking all good. Everyone's all happy. And now we have the European fire ant, aka Carebara. Let me tell you, these girls have had a tough time. 1 year ago, I bought 2 queens and a bit of brood. One of the queens died about 3 or 4 months later, leaving one queen with just a pile of eggs. There was one time where this one queen only had one worker and about 6 eggs. I was sure they would flop. I was sure that any day they would die. So I put them to one side, left them alone for a couple of weeks. Literally no food, no sugar. I was adamant that, it's time just to let them go in a peaceful manner. I checked them again the week after, and what do you know? More brood, more workers. So I fed them, kept them going. And as you can see right there, there's the lonely queen right there. Over her about 20 to 30 workers. So she has bounced back without the other queen. And I will say this, I am actually looking for a bigger colony of these guys. I love them to pieces. I would love to donate this colony to someone for me to get maybe a 5 to 10 queen colony of these. I might even dig one up one day, but for now, I'm happy with how they are. Now for my controversial 6 queen Camponotus nicobarensis colony, aka the 6 sisters. These girls have been worrying me lately. PJ, my friend, has a 5 queen colony, and his queens have filled up one tube, whereas my 6 have filled up a quarter. So I'm a bit worried there. I have just given them a new diet, where you can see in the back there, I have given them steak and sugar. Now, steak is what PJ feeds his. I'm doing the same and just seeing how they go. As you can also see, they have actually split up. 3 queens in this tube, 3 queens in the other. There's the steak right there, nice meaty bit of steak. I do hope these girls blow up. Now I do have a few other colonies to show you, but for now I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this video up with the ending of me feeding the Carebara diversa for the first time in my care. I am giving them a tiny little pallet, as you can see in a moment, with a tiny drop of sugar and 3 bits of protein. It's cricket. I would be giving them steak, but for now it's just cricket. So there you go. Please remember to like this video, comment any name suggestions for my diversa Manica rubida, which I will somehow kind of like separate so we kind of know who's who. It would be awesome to see some name suggestions in the comment. Also subscribe if you haven't already. I am rebranding in a sense. Little Bitty Bugs is coming back, and hopefully this time we actually stick and life doesn't get in the way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.